this is Kim again with Affordably Crafty, and I have another DIY. Before we get into that, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button on my new channel, so that would really be appreciated. I deal with a lot of tips and tricks and places and using things you have to craft affordably. So I was at the Dollar Tree this past week, and one of the things I hauled was these luggage tags. There's 4 of them. They're pretty darn big. And I saw this and I immediately thought my organization brain went into overdrive. I'm new to crocheting, and I had to put aside a couple of projects because I'm waiting for yarn to come in because I didn't have enough. So how do I keep that organized? How do I not make an easy error? So this is my work in progress I'm working on right now, one of them. So this is going to be a rectangle basket. So that's one side. I mean, that's the end. Here's another side. And I only have a little bit of this yarn left. I'm waiting for cones to come in. So I made that from Premier Home in the color rainbow. I also have the pattern, which I got free on Ravelry. This is a Bernat pattern for, it's called a spa basket, but I'm making a adjustment. I don't really want handles, so I'm not crocheting handles, so I made one adjustment. So this whip, how do I keep it organized? How do I know what I have? So which one of these do I want to use? Do I want to go to New York or Paris or London or Rome? Let's take the London one. And so these are nice because they have these things that spin off, and it's metal. So we're going to spin one of these off. Spin, spin, spin. Oh. Almost there. There we go. So I spun that off. I'm going to take off the tag. Okay, so my thought on this was, what are the couple most important things we need to know? Well, if for some reason this pattern gets messed up, I need to know what this is called. So I have been doing a lot of my patterns on Ravelry. So what I have decided to use is this tag, and then I went in my stash and we had some alpha beads, letter beads. I think that they also carry letter beads at the Dollar Tree, but I didn't have any of those. This is something I had snagged when AC Moore closed to use with my daughter with some crafts. I have a 5-year-old daughter. So this is called Spa Basket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spell out that word with the letter beads, and I'm going to put it right on there. So S-P-A, and then in between the words, I'm going to put a pony bead. So I just went and grabbed an off-white pony beads from my stash. Basket. B-A-S. I'm sure this could be used for a lot of other projects as well. Myself just being new to crochet, this is just something I thought of because I like to stay organized, but with little kids, sometimes your stuff gets moved around a lot. So, you know, I took that into consideration, trust me. And I like that this has a ring that you have to turn a bunch of times, so it's not like the kids are going to grab that, and I'll have time to stop them from messing it up, you know what I'm saying? So, I now have on there Spa Basket. And the other thing that's really important, one of the other things, is remembering what the heck hook size did I use, because sometimes I find myself not following the pattern, or if the pattern gets separated. So when you look at a crochet hook, it has a size in millimeters, and then it has a letter. So what I'm going to do, this is a 5 millimeter, also an H. I'm going to put an H on here, so I'm going to put a off-white bead, the letter H, and an off-white bead. So now I have the name of it, Spa Basket, and then I have an H for the hook, for the crochet hook size. And then I am going to put this back together. So I'm going to put the tag back on here. So the tag is back on there, and now I'm going to hook this through my project. So I'm going to take this and hook it through. So I wouldn't put it like directly on the corner because you don't want to pull anything. I'm just going to kind of poke it through a random part of the project that's not right on the edge so that I can attach this. So let me just poke that through. A little trickier. Poke it through. So I've poked it through, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reattach this. I'm going to put this back on by turning it. So I'm turning it back on. Turn, turn, turn. This is a really easy, inexpensive trick to try and stay organized while you're crocheting and crafting. So I have to think, what other important information do I need to know if I get stuck and lose a staying pattern? Maybe it's a random skein of yarn that I don't normally use. So this is what it looks like. Spa basket, letter H, cha-cha-cha. Now I have this tag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, go into my stash, my office stash this time, and I have some labels. And I'm going to cut a label so that it fits on this thing. Now I know you're saying like, oh, there's already information on there. Yeah, but I don't care about that information. So I cut a label. Now I'm going to stick it onto this tag. I'm going to stick it right over. That's the information that's already on there. So now I have to think to myself, what is the important information I need to know? Well, I need to know where I got the pattern. So this came from Ravelry. So I'm going to write pattern, Ravelry. I need to know what kind of yarn I used. So I do know that I used Premier Home cotton in the color rainbow. So I wrote down, the pattern is from Ravelry. My yarn was Premier Home cotton in the colorway rainbow. So now I have this attached. It's not going anywhere. The kids aren't going to be able to pull it off. It's pretty secure on there. My spa basket, which is the name on Ravelry. My letter H, where I got the pattern from, and what yarn I used. So I'm going to take this and fold it up to try and stay organized. If for some reason you can't find those specific keychains that I used and you're not so concerned about having a little one at home, you could also use safety pins. That was another alternative I was thinking about before I happened to snag these awesome luggage tags. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting this project into a clear plastic bag, and I am taking my pattern and I'm putting it in there with it. But again, all this stuff could get separated because I do have little kids. So that is my organizational tip and trick around crochet, knitting, or you could even use it for any other project that you can kind of attach this to. So this is my second DIY. That is my first DIY. I will link the video for that down below. So I made this, and this is all out of my scrap stash, except for 2 trinket trays. So if you're interested in that, I will link that video down below. There's also a link to our Facebook group if you want to check that out. But I hope that you can be creative and affordably crafty, and like my video and subscribe so that I can do some more sharing of my tips and tricks I've learned over the years on how to be affordably crafty. Have a great day. Bye.